All right, and we're live. Yo, ladies and gentlemen, PlayStation Nation, and welcome to episode 26 of the Greatness Podcast. With your host, Supersonic Wolf, the guy that's always ahead of his time. You know, that guy that's always bringing the facts. Yo, man, all I'm going to say is shit just went down, man. And, you could call it whatever you want. You could call it a travesty, whatever. But, I have me and my man Kratos here. We're ready to talk about it. So I'm going to introduce my man, Kratos, the god of PlayStation, man. What's up, man? I ain't heard from you for a few days, bro.
Yeah, man. How's it going? Hey, everybody out there who's joining us for another Greatness Podcast. It's your boy J-Dub, a.k.a. Kratos, the god of PlayStation. And we're here again with a special edition, the Gamescom, the Xbox Gamescom edition. And we're going to give you our thoughts. And you guys make sure to let us know in the comment section your thoughts. We want to know what you think about this just as well as our thoughts. So go ahead, Wolf, man.
Okay,
tell me
man.
about it and tell me what you think.
Oh, I'm going to tell you about it, and I'm going to tell you what I think. All right, first of all, I started the stream. I think I was like 10 minutes late into the stream. So what I did, I kind of rewind back. I had to rewind back so I could see it from the beginning. You guys were probably ahead of me if you were watching it live. So I was watching it from the beginning. And I was thinking to myself, okay, you got, AC Bongos and that blonde chick. I don't even know her name, but like they're all sitting down on the couch or whatever. And I'm thinking to myself, yo, okay, this is like, the PlayStation Underground, like the pre-show.
Yeah.
Some shit like that. Something okay, like they're starting it off with the pre-show, and then we're gonna get the full keynote, the press conference after. You're gonna get Phil coming out doing his thing. But 30 minutes went by and I'm like, oh, okay. I'm just looking at my watch and I'm thinking, yo, what's going on here, man? Like,
yeah,
this is kind of dragging out. They're showing they're blowing all their load right now on the pre-show. Like, what's going on, man? But come to find out, that was their show. You know what I'm saying? That was their show. And I'm like, yo, bruh.
Yeah.
Like, what am I watching here right now, man? Like, I'm seeing a couple of people on the couch giggling and shit, arguing over like whose controller looks better and shit. And then I see a bowl full of colored controllers, like it's a bowl full of M&Ms and shit. Like, what's going on here, man? And then you had like each developer coming on the couch talking about their game. You had the player unknown battleground or like PUBG, whatever you want to call that game. You had that developer coming on, Assassin's Creeds, and I saw the trailers. They looked all right or whatever, but it was more like a repeat of E3, right?
Yeah.
Even that Forza trailer, that was the exact same trailer as E3.
You're right.
So you're gonna waste all that time showing us what we can see right now on YouTube.
Yeah,
that shit has been uploaded for months. Is like, is there like a shortage of material? Like, don't they have any content? Like, what's going on, Kratos, man? What's on your mind?
Well, I'll tell you this, man. Half of my mind says I don't know why anyone is shocked about what Microsoft is doing and what they're presenting. We've been disappointed over and over and over and over. And, I think a lot of us get this battered wives syndrome where we just, the husbands just beat on the wives and then they say, well, no, he's not going to do it anymore. And then the next day he does it again. And you just keep going through this whole cycle. I kind of tweeted out earlier. I said, look, guys, we need to face some hard truths and some hard facts. The fact is, Microsoft has shown you what they're capable of. They showed you what they have, and that's it. There is no more secret sauce. There is no more, they're holding out for this event. They're not. So we need to stop it. We need to stop saying, hey, let's wait for E3. Let's wait for this and that. No, we all know E3 is the Super Bowl of gaming. That's when you bring out any and everything you possibly can show. And Microsoft did that at E3. And so Gamescom was just basically a day that they wanted to make special and allow you to pre-order their console. So they didn't show you anything new because they just don't have it. They just don't have any games. And we just need to accept that. We need to come to terms with that. Whether you like it or not, you just have to accept that.
But no, but here's the thing, Kratos. If you don't mind me jumping in,
Go ahead.
now, like, based on, earlier this week we had Crackdown 3 being delayed. That was bad news, for the Xbox Nation, and
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people were talking about it. They got heat for it, right? You had Microsoft execs getting, you know, people tweeting them, giving them a lot of heat over it. And I would have thought, like, personally, that they could have made some kind of amends,
Mm-hmm.
kind of filling that void for we're not canceling, but for delaying Crackdown, fill in that void. Sign up something or
Mm-hmm.
announce something new. At least one game. I was looking for at least one game. It didn't have to be like a triple A, big time banger or anything like that. But it could have been anything. Announce one new game. It
Yeah.
could have been something like a $30, $40 game. It could have been something like a Battletoads, right?
Yeah.
Like a $30 Battletoads game, right?
Yeah.
With that could have been a arcade type game, Xbox Live Arcade. But we didn't get any of that. I did come into this thing thinking that we were gonna
Hey,
get
hey,
something,
Wolf.
right?
I'm sorry to cut you off. Someone said that your volume is low.
Is my volume low?
There you go. Yeah, we can hear you a little bit better now.
How about now?
Can you get it up a little bit more?
How about now?
That's good, man. That'll work.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Hold on, give me a sec. Give me a second, man.
Okay. Sorry, guys. We have a little technical difficulty here, but we'll be good. Shout out to Josu,
How
Dr.
about
Vena.
now? How
Oh,
about now?
yeah. We good. We good.
Yeah. Oh, you
Yeah, we
should have
good.
just told me from the beginning, man. I would have took out the best
No, no,
part
no,
of it,
no. It
man.
was everything was fine, and then all of a sudden, the last few seconds, it got low.
Yeah, as soon as something like that does happen, I would appreciate if anyone can just let me know immediately, because I just don't want to be talking for like 5 minutes and then you telling me that, hey, you know what, you were kind of low. I'm like, oh my god, man.
No, no, no. We're good. I just again, I did notice into the comment section. Yeah, but we're
No,
good,
no,
man.
no, it's all good, man.
Yeah, go ahead and
But
finish what you were saying, man.
yeah, yeah. As I was saying, as far as some of the games, like we had Aaron Greenberg coming out. He was saying stuff like, "Yo, we have the best exclusive, the best lineup," and I don't know. When I saw that, obviously a lot of people cringed, but like I was thinking to myself, how could you actually say all of this with a straight face?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? It's like you could even tell by looking at his face that he knows himself that's not the case, but he tried to have a straight face saying this shit.
yeah,
It kind of makes sense why Phil didn't even show up. Phil did not even show up because he knew himself what the deal is, man.
yeah. Well, and then you brought up a good point there. I think over the last year, I think Phil has taken a lot of heat, and he's been getting banged up, and I think he probably wanted to tiptoe out of the back door for this event because he knew that
Tiptoe out the back.
he's like, hey guys, I'll be back. I'm going to the restroom, and then he gets in his car and takes off. That's just it is what it is, man. I've learned one thing with dealing with Microsoft this generation, and
Yeah.
it's never just with Microsoft you have to be cautious. You just have to. Those are one of the one of the this is a team that is running Xbox right now. With this team, you just have to let everything play itself out. You can't say, yeah, I'm excited for this and that. You can't, because you're going to constantly get let down. And a lot of my Xbox brethren, you guys have taken a lot of L's because of that. And I know you're anxious for some W's, but if you just shut up and let Microsoft do what they do and just let it come out, then you won't have to go and make podcasts backtracking every day or in every week. Just be cautious and just let's see. But next, I
You
got
know what?
guys talking about let's wait for E3 and see what we get. And this is 2017.
You know what? I'm gonna be fair because I'm a fair guy. I just don't want to sound like I'm pooping all over them and everything. PlayStation, well, the PS4 didn't have the best holiday lineup when it came down to the Pro. They did have games, but like they weren't really at that triple A kind of level. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It
yeah,
wasn't
yeah. I
like
hear
a
you.
Horizon. It wasn't like this. It wasn't like a Gears or like a Forza type. We talk like that kind of joint, right?
Yeah,
Uh, this holiday season, uh, all they really have is just Forza. Really, that's all they have, and obviously the rest is just one is a beta. It's kind of like it's not even a game that's fully ready yet, but you're gonna have that PUBG,
yeah. By the
that
way, I have
pug,
that. By the way,
and
I'm playing that on PC, so I know all about it, and I know how it runs. I know it is early title. It's not a fully released. It's I would
yeah,
class it
it's
as
like a
open
preview
beta.
type. Yeah,
Yeah,
more like a preview. That's all it is.
yeah.
And it's gonna be on Xbox, which is cool or whatever. We're hearing that they're gonna be publishing the game as well, so uh, more likely it's a console exclusive. When I saw the end of the trailer, it did say
Mhm.
Xbox exclusive. So,
But Wolf, just like I know, anytime Microsoft use the word exclusives or whatever, you have to take that with,
well,
you
yeah,
have to
yeah,
take it
yeah, I
with a,
know. Well,
you know.
it looks to me like it's gonna be a console exclusive, so it's gonna be on PC.
Hmm.
But when it comes down to consoles, that will be it's gonna be like Street Fighter Five.
Yeah,
That's
we
gonna be the only console you can
we
play on.
shall see, because remember, Microsoft ponied up money for Tomb Raider. That would have not happened without them helping to develop and publish Tomb Raider. And guess what
Oh,
happened?
I heard that they didn't actually publish Tomb Raider. They actually helped with the development of it, but
And that's the same,
Square Enix actually
thing that
published
they're
it.
doing with several other games right now that are being touted as exclusive. And we so I'm basically saying we've
But
seen
but but, but
this.
for now,
Uh-huh.
I will take their word for it as far as console exclusive egos. It may be if it does come to PS4, then
Hmm.
that's good for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's a W
yeah,
for me, and it's an L for everybody else. But
yeah.
it is a good game to have. I know it's a very popular game on PC. Everyone's talking about it. And every time I go on Twitch, it's one of the top games that's
Hmm.
been streamed all the time. So, I could tell it's very popular in the Steam community or whatever. So, good for them that they get in that game,
Yeah,
but that's not really a big deal to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to buy an Xbox for this game,
yeah.
for Unknown Battlegrounds. It's not my kind of game. I basically, by seeing it, you could just see that it's a sandbox game where people would just get thrown in there and they fight each other. Right? That's all it is.
It is, but it's very addicting. It's very fun, especially if you have friends. It's I'm not gonna lie. It's turned out
But
to be
I
a
just don't
great.
see the ingredient in this game that's making me go
Mhm.
wow. Like it's just something that
Nah,
you get
because
you get thrown in there and that's it.
yeah,
You
one
run
thing
around.
one thing about PUBG, okay, the argument for the X, and that's what we're talking about here, is the 4K resolution and all the specs. But you take a
Hmm.
game like PUBG, which is, even if you have a powerful PC, it's an ugly game by nature. It won't win any graphical. I mean, you can
It
run the
don't look
thing on
bad. Like I saw like the trailer. It don't look that bad. It
the
looks okay.
the live game. Wolf looks nothing like the trailer. Trust me, it doesn't. It's an ugly
Well,
game,
obviously
but
you're
it's
playing the
addicting.
beta though, but like the final game may look a little better on the level of that trailer though. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, yeah.
It may look better.
By the way, can you turn your volume up any more? I got AJ Felton in the comment section saying
AJ Felton. Oh, all right. What's up, man?
he
I
said your
know
volume
he
is a
asked
little bit low.
me. He asked me how to save in Yakuza or whatever, right?
Hmm.
Uh, do apologize for the late response. I might as well respond here on the podcast. You got to go to a phone booth.
Your
Like there's
volume,
plenty of those.
they're saying that your volume is low.
Is it still low for real?
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
How about now?
Hey guys, so how about now? Does it sound good? Say something else, Wolf.
Yo, how about now?
Was that any better, guys? Can you guys hear Wolf?
If you mute your
I,
mic, maybe like my voice can like come through. Like every time you stop talking,
well,
and then
I'm gonna mute myself now, just to have you to talk and see if that helps. That's what I'm gonna do.
okay. All right, then can you guys hear me? Like, could you just confirm on the chat? Is it good now? Okay, PlayStation Derek just said it's good. Okay, that's fine.
Okay, good.
All
All
right,
right.
cool. So every time I talk, I'll just say just mute your mic, and then that way my voice could be more clearer.
Mm-hmm.
You
Sure.
know. Uh, there's something I want to say. If you could just obviously do what we're gonna say, but I think this was their big chance. This was a big opportunity for them to make a statement, because everyone for weeks on in, they were saying that, Xbox got no games, they got no exclusives, they have no future, the future's not looking good, it's sparse and everything. And this was their time since they're launching this new console. This was their time and their moment where they could have made a statement, a huge statement saying that, hey, we got this banger on the way, we have that banger on the way. You know, um, I thought we were gonna get some kind of news for Shadow of the Tomb Raider as a new game announcement, but we didn't even get that. You know, I was thinking maybe if they were talking about Rise 2 or Alan Wake 2, that would have been cool. You know,
Un-
but
un-
instead
un-
we'll
Unfortunately,
go on.
Wolf, unfortunately, those games do not exist outside of just the random people hoping and hearing grumbles about it. Those things does not exist. If Microsoft really had a Alan Wake 2, even if it was a year, 2 years away, they would have said, hey guys, we got this on the way. This is, I mean, but the fact is they've opened their doors and their portfolio. It is what it is. They've shown you what you have for the next 2 to 3 years. Phil Spencer has said that himself. It's not me, but he's said that. So I just don't.
Yes, he did actually say, I've signed for a few games, but it's
Mhm.
gonna take a couple of years to make. He
Exactly.
did say that. Yeah.
So let me ask you this question: with Phil Spencer saying that, with this Xbox One X coming out, us knowing based off his words, we're gonna have to wait 2 to 3 years. What happens when next E3 come?
I think when
I
next
mean, what?
E3 comes, now let me just answer this quickly. When next E3 comes, I believe they're gonna announce it. They may even announce what they have going on with Free for Free, the coalition, and whatever third party partnerships that they have in terms of exclusivity or marketing deals next year. But even those third party exclusives that he might have signed for, I think we're not gonna see that until a year after next year, or maybe even 2020.
Oh, okay.
And that's a very horrible uh, situation. It's a bad
Oh
situation to be in.
man, it is. How did can I? Well, let me ask you this: how did we get in this position? How did Microsoft get into this position right now, where they have brand new hardware launching? There's no games on the horizon. You have to wait for another year before you get some decent games, and the games that are on the way can't hold a candle to the competition's games. How are you to remain competitive with that?
Well, you first of all you have to maintain a good relationship. Maintain a good relationship with your third party partners. First of all, right? And the reason why Sony are getting all of these exclusive games from Japan, from all these, publishers like Square Enix, Namco Bandai, Capcom, whatever you name it, Koei Tecmo, is because they're pretty much established a great relationship for the last 20 years. They've had a great relationship over the last 20 years with all of them. And when you maintain that for such a long time, obviously you're going to get the goods coming out of it.
Yeah,
And Microsoft, I just don't know what the deal is with them, man. Like, they cancel games, they kind of piss off publishers and developers. You see what happened with Platinum Games, where they're scalebound. You see what happened with the Phantom Dust reboot that was meant to come, but we didn't get that. Instead, we got that OG Xbox version as a free to play. And I get that, it was a goodwill gesture for canceling the other one, but still, people wanted the newer one, right?
yeah, you're right.
And even if you gave it for free, like they're in big trouble, man. The fact that they canceled Crackdown, and you only have Cuphead, uh, Super Lucky Tales, and Forza, and then that Play Unknown preview or whatever. The fact that you only have those for the holiday season, it's really really bad, bro, man. They need to buckle up, man. Next year, Sony gonna come hard right at the beginning of the year. They got the City of Final Fantasy. They got the new Yakuza 6. They got maybe even The Last of Us, Spider-Man, God of Wars, Death Stranding. They're gonna have, and they're gonna announce even more games from Japan studios. Like, how
Yeah.
can you compete with that? At this point,
That
I feel like Sony are competing with themselves. It's just plain and simple. What I
yeah.
saw today with that live stream, like, I just don't know what to say, man. It's like, do you know that treehouse from Nintendo where you had all the puppets and everything? I feel
Yeah.
like that was better than this.
Wow.
I'm just saying, dude,
Yeah.
it was embarrassing, man. Like, you are Microsoft, man, a $500 billion company. You could do better
Yeah.
than that, man. Like, what is it with the couch? And I heard people in the background cheering or whatever. Like, how much did they get paid for that? I don't know, man.
Well, one thing I'll say, and I'll say it here, man, is I've learned to deal with Microsoft. When they say stuff, I look at them with a side eye, and so I'm always skeptical of what they say and how they are. And one big thing I wanted to bring up, man, was your boy Aaron Greenberg. What's up with him? Why did he flat out lie and say that he's giving, they're giving people consistent, stream of games, and I mean, that was, and it's crazy because what was his name? He kind of brought that up and he got attacked for it. Was it
Uh,
Cullen?
I don't know, but I do remember Aaron Greenberg. I think Shannon Loftus, both of
Uh huh.
them, when they were on that couch, sitting, they were saying that we have the most diverse. I was like, what the hell are you talking about? We have a diverse lineup of games.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, I don't, diverse? What do you mean? I don't see no diversity.
Races and shooters. I mean, that's pretty much it. But even right now, I'm not gonna lie, but as
He
much as
even
we
said
complain
he
about
said
Forza,
he said huge plethora of games. That's the term that he used.
yeah,
I
as
don't know,
much
man.
as much as guys complain about Halo Gears and Forza, right now they could use some more Gears in Forza with this console. They really could, because you're asking people to spend $500, and I know Phil Spencer said, "Hey, look, the X is not going to be for the majority of the people and stuff." I get that, but you're
But
not in a
why didn't they
position to.
show?
You're
See, they
not
were
in a
talking
position.
about. Sorry, what I was gonna say is that they were talking about we have over 100 games ready for the Xbox One X, all enhanced in 4K or whatever. So they were saying all of that stuff, but like I didn't see he did. Well, he was hyping up Halo 5, right? A 2-year-old game running in 4K.
Yeah,
Why didn't he show some kind of trailer or screenshot? Show us how the thing looks. They weren't showing anything, man.
again,
And bro,
they
they
don't
showed
have
us
anything. So
they showed us my my brother Kratos. They showed us the Shadow of War bundle, right? They have a
yeah,
bundle for Shadow of Mordor, which is not custom, by the way. It's just a regular white Xbox One S.
yeah,
It just would have made more sense to have an Assassin's Creed Origins bundle, which is custom. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
It's a bigger franchise, right? You know what I'm saying? It's a bigger gaming franchise, should I add? But obviously, Shadow, Mordor, and all that. That's all like Lord of the Rings stuff, right? So that's a huge franchise in itself. But when you're
yeah,
talking about gaming strictly, I'm telling you, Assassin's Creed is the shit. And it just would have been better if they had a white. custom with some kind of design or decal of,
Let
the protagonist.
let me ask you this: do you think it's because they figured that PlayStation will probably sell more versions of that game anyway, so it wasn't worth their investment?
Well, for Assassin's Creed,
Yeah.
I don't know, man, because that game was always like mainly tied to Sony for the
Hmm.
majority.
Yeah.
It has gone back and forth. Like I do remember Xbox getting Assassin's Creed Unity, like they got the deal with that. Then Syndicate went to PlayStation. Now this new one, Origins, the one in Egypt, it's come back to Xbox again, right? And it's a great looking
Yeah.
game. I'm gonna definitely buy it for my Pro day one. But they should have had a custom console for that instead of Shadow of War. Now speaking of custom consoles, man, oh man, did you see that Minecraft console, man?
I did, man, and I like, I like it. That's just my opinion, but I thought that was pretty cool. If it wasn't
Bro,
for the
I'm
stupid
with you.
price tag, if it
I'm I-
wasn't for
I'm
the price
I'm with
tag,
you, man.
I would probably trade my S in for it. But you know, at this point in time, man, it's very somber talking about Microsoft, talking about the Xbox. It's not, you're not excited. There is no pizzazz about it. There is no. I mean, I ordered the Xbox One X. Yes, I did. But I told you
Well,
guys I was going to do that regardless. I'm different.
you're a
I get
collector,
all this
man.
stuff anyway. I'm a collector, so. But it's hitting that button, that buy button. You know, it took everything in me. I had to lean on the mouse button with my body to get it to do it because it was just like there is nothing on this thing for me. Um, and so it's, I don't know. I don't know. And that's sad to say, but you remember when the Switch released, it was, everyone was talking about it. It was the news of the month. It was just so
Yeah,
much
it was
happiness
hype.
and excitement for it. And you ended up
Yeah.
getting it really early. You got it a couple of days early before launch. So, we were all just excited, and it was just fun times, happy times. And this right here, I feel like even the Xbox guys are just down and out. They're just like, it's a sad place to see for a company in gaming. I do not like to see a company, you know, in that position.
You
But
know, I know I respect the fact that you're still supporting the console. You're supporting your hobby at the end of the day. That's all you're doing, right? You're supporting your hobby. Whether you play it or not, that's your business. That's nobody else's business. And yeah, I'm definitely gonna pick one up, man. it is very tempting right now, but when I look, and then when I become, Supersonic Wolf, the consumer, I think to myself, like, is there an incentive right now? Do I need to buy this thing? Is there any games for it that I want to play besides Forza? Like, yeah, Cuphead looks great, but do I need to spend $500 to play Cuphead? You know what I'm saying?
that's yeah, you're
And
right.
and that game look and that game
That's
looks
a lot of
fire.
money.
Don't get me wrong. Like anyone that's trying to talk shit about that game, they're not gamers. If anyone is talking shit about Cuphead, you're a fraud. Because that game is fire.
Yeah.
Because if you come from like the '80s or whatever, and you play games like Battletoads and those beat 'em ups from back in the days, if you played Mega Man or Metroid, and you see a game like Cuphead, you're gonna really appreciate it. Like they said, every frame was hand drawn.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the most beautiful part of the game, and I appreciate that. I appreciate the artistry and the crafting behind that game, and that's always been me. But yeah, man, Cuphead looks great, but yet again, so does Matterfall on the PS4. No one's talking about that game.
True. True. And you know why? It's because it just so many freaking games. I mean, Sony releases 3, 4 games on the same day. So it's, when you get an abundance of games, you don't have to, it doesn't, you don't have to make a big deal about games because you're getting them all.
Yeah,
But if you don't get any games, then you have to overhype every single one of them. So when
yeah,
stuff like Voodoo Vince or or what other game came out this year besides that?
Phantom Dust.
Oh yeah, Dusty Phantom. So when those games come out, it's you try to hype it to, I don't know, man. Wolf, I hate to say it, man, but
Bro, like Kratos, I really want the Xbox to do great, man. I want him to do big things. I want him to take us to the promised land, full of greatness. I want this. I know you want this. I want them to give Sony good competition. But like I said, at this point, it seems like Sony are competing with themselves. Their own studios are trying to top each other. You had Gorilla setting the benchmark in, as far as graphical fidelity. Now you got Naughty Dog trying to top them, and then you're gonna get Sucker Punch doing the same thing. You
yep,
see where I'm going with this? Their own studios are competing with one another. This is
yep,
something I want to see within Microsoft and their first party, and I'm not seeing it.
that's true.
And that honestly, like, oh man, like, with all due respect, it's breaking my heart, man. For real.
Well,
As
Wolf.
somebody who's been gaming on that ecosystem for over a decade,
Mhm.
it really makes me feel a certain way, man. Like, if you told me, Kratos, if you told me 2 years ago that this what we're witnessing right now was gonna be their situation, I would have told you get the fuck out of here, man. You know what I mean? I wouldn't have believed you.
I hear
If
you,
you
man.
told me that they're gonna close studios, cancel games, they're gonna have a lackluster of first parties and everything, I would have called you a liar.
Yeah,
You know,
same here,
and
bro.
and
It
and look, I just want to say one thing about just one quick thing, Kratos, before you mention anything.
Go ahead.
That Minecraft console
Yeah,
looks absolutely beautiful, man, and I know it's gonna do good. That Minecraft console, it's gonna sell like hotcakes. It's a beautiful looking box. The design, everything around it, transparent on the other side. They're gonna have the red light thing going on.
yeah,
Great. You know what I'm saying? Awesome. But one problem. It's $400 fucking, man. $400 for that thing.
yeah.
What is the fucking point?
That's
All
a
you have to do
non-starter.
is add a extra 100 and you got the X, right?
Yeah,
You're gonna get that extra, 5 teraflops on top. What is
yeah.
the point in buying that?
That's true.
No, no, tell me. Like, the only thing different about this console is just like I said, it's just the skin. That's it, and the controller and the box. But everything inside, what's under the hood, there's a night and day difference. If you pay $100 more, you're gonna get 4K. You're gonna get more RAM. You're gonna get a better CPU, a better GPU. I don't know, man. It's just way too expensive. That shit should have been 250, if you ask me.
I agree with you. I definitely agree with you.
Do
Um,
you think it should have been 250?
yeah, of course. I mean, come on, it's a non-starter. That for that price, Wolf, $400, you might as well go ahead and add another $100 and go ahead and get the X. It's in. Oh, I don't know. I'm almost speechless when dealing with Microsoft because I know what to expect right now, and so I'm not. It's this is what Microsoft has to offer. This is what they're offering you. You either take it or leave it, and that's just kind of what they're giving. We're back to the dumb Matrix moment. If you want games, Yoshida comes out and say we have a system for you. Because if you're looking for the game, if you're looking for a steady stream of big exclusives and big AAA games, you just won't get it on that side for a few years. So
But yeah, like I was saying, that Minecraft console looks great. I think that Minecraft console should have been around since last year, since the S came
yeah,
out.
yeah. Why did it take so
Do
long? I
you remember
mean,
there was actually a Minecraft bundle with just a white regular
regular
Xbox
one.
one,
Yeah,
right? Now they have one as a custom console. I understand why they're doing it. Minecraft is their IP. That was their big investment or whatever. But I just don't know that. I don't know why they're bringing this now. This is a game that's been around since 2009.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And now they're making a bundle for it. Like I don't know. It does come with the game, by the way, and it comes with that controller. Still a beautiful design. I like the look of it, man.
Yeah.
Definitely like the look of it. So I'll give him props for that. But it's an old game. Like I said, most of the things that they were talking about was based on the old. You know, they were showing Recall the Definitive Edition. It's a game from last year. It's old. You
Hmm.
know, they're bragging about backwards compatibility. You know, I could still pull out my 360 and play games if I want to. It's old,
Yeah.
but hey, whatever. It's a great feature. Don't get me wrong, but like, don't try and make that your selling point, man. That's all.
Well, just in, like they said, there will be a 4K update for Quantum Break. I'm here, and my whole thing is with what this Xbox is trying to do. Will a bunch of people suddenly go out and buy all these old games that didn't sell again just because they're in 4K?
I don't know if they're gonna do that. But one thing I think they should have done is announce the Fable game. Since this is a European event, it would have made sense if they announce Fable or revive it somehow.
Yeah.
What happened to Crackdown 3 multiplayer? I thought we were gonna see Crackdown 3 multiplayer at Gamescom. They didn't say a peep about that game.
Yeah.
Come on, where was it? They got until spring to release this game, and they ain't even talking about the multiplayer, man. Like, what's up there, man? Are they gonna have another event where they talk about it?
To tell you the truth,
Are they even showing up at the Tokyo Game Show?
uh, I don't think so. I mean, at this point, why would they? Well, what are they gonna show you?
Whatever they may have signed when Phil went to Japan. Apparently,
Yeah.
the the Sword Art Online franchise is gonna
Hmm.
make its way to the Xbox. So the new Sword Art game is gonna be on Xbox. I think this was a game that started off on the Vita. There's been plenty of them on PS4 or whatever.
Hmm.
I've just lost count on how many of them there are. It's a game from Bandai Namco. I did play a couple of them. They're pretty cool games, but it's great that it's gonna come to the Xbox and they're finally getting some Japanese games and everything. But it seems like Bandai Namco they're really supporting the Xbox. They're gonna get Code Vein, Dragon Ball Z Fighters, and also Sword Art Online. But what are they gonna show at the Tokyo Game Show? Like you said, I don't know. You know, is it
Yeah,
gonna
I
be
don't think they're gonna show up.
whatever Phil signed? Because he did say he signed some games that you're not gonna see for a bit. Do you think some of it were from Japan?
Maybe. But even if they were, what if they? I don't know. What if it's still a multiplayer? What if it's not even an exclusive?
Nah, if you sign for something, it's exclusive, bro, man. You're not
Uh,
gonna sign
w-
for something.
Wolf, we've been seeing this for 4 years, man. When Microsoft says, "Yeah, we locked this down, we got exclusives," and you know, I don't know if you remember Tomb Raider, but wasn't it like the next day or the next week
There
they
were,
said,
this is the thing about that game. They were from the beginning. They were never really transparent with that game, and that's what hurt them.
and they're definitely not transparent now. So, I mean, again, we need to take Microsoft's word as a grain of salt until we see it. We've been in this position over and over and over and over again. Now they're using alternative facts. They're world exclusive and this exclusive and all this kind of exclusive. They've changed all kind of terminology to trick you into thinking it's only on that platform, and we know for a fact it's not. A look at E3 was such a embarrassment when it comes to that. People asking questions. Well, what is this kind of exclusive versus that kind of exclusive versus this kind of? I mean, they have like 50 different versions of exclusive, and none of them actually mean exclusive. So I'm just fed up. I'm tired of it, and it is what it is. I'm Microsoft. They made their bed. They're gonna have to lay in it. I don't know, man.
I just don't want him going out of the console business, man. I want him to be around. I want him to compete. I want him to be, like my man Zaire would say, let them be the behemoth that they are, and that's what I want him to be. Be the old Microsoft from like, 2005, not from the Peter Moore and Don Matrick days.
They
That
can't, Wolf.
you more cutthroat.
You
There
you
was no
you,
kumbaya stuff. They were
you can't do
cutthroat,
that because
locking shit down,
you
believing
can't.
in your product,
Yeah,
believing in if you want to play this, you gotta buy this product.
yeah,
When you mean exclusive, you mean you could only play it on this console.
yeah.
That's the sort of Microsoft we want back.
Well, those days are over, guys. The Xbox 360 days, the days of Peter Moore and the rest of those guys is over.
Steve
Um,
Ballmer.
yeah, those days are over. The endless checks that these guys will write, it's over.
Maybe
The,
Bill Gates should just give Phil a budget or whatever. Why can't he
he's
do that?
nah. For one, he's not going to do that, and for two, investors. I mean, we already know that they really
No, but
don't
I'm
make.
sure good old Bill can do this. You know what I'm saying? He's giving at least 70% of his fortunes to charity anyway. He might as well give
So
some of that towards the gaming division. Why not?
yeah. Besides it being a publicly traded company, I don't know. I don't know, man. I really don't know at this particular time who in their right mind will wait 2 to 3 years before they play some games. I mean, especially when the alternative is, you have Nintendo, they're coming out with a ton of games, and Sony, they're the juggernauts that's giving you unlimited amount of games. Why? That's $500. And if
Man,
your Xbox is
they should
collecting
do some
dust right
stuff with
now,
Sega. Do some stuff with Sega, right?
yeah,
Like what you did during the OG Xbox era. Do some stuff with Sega. Have a new Jet Set Radio. Obviously you can't have Shenmue because that's going to Sony.
yeah.
But do the HD collections. Like do something. Have a
Well,
new Gun Valkyrie.
yeah.
Have a
Well,
new Atogi.
shout out
Or why
to
not? Why
shout
not
out
do
to
new?
Josu. He says,
Yeah.
"Why don't we create a GoFundMe for some Xbox exclusives?"
Or just like why not do something with Koei Tecmo, man? Have a new Ninja Gaiden made.
Yeah.
Ninja Gaiden was my shit on the Xbox, man. One of the reasons I love the Xbox was because of Ninja Gaiden. I would love to see a new Ninja Gaiden. To me, I would buy, bro.
But look,
If today,
my
let me put it like this: if they
Mhm.
announced a Ninja Gaiden 4 at Gamescom today, I would have pre-ordered an Xbox One X immediately, bruh.
Mhm.
Yo, Kratos, you know that's my shit.
Yeah, yeah. Here's the thing about those games and what you're saying. That would make common sense, but Microsoft hasn't been doing anything common sense this generation. I think
Do
Microsoft is
stuff.
only they are only for the games that are going to sell 4, 5, 6 million copies, and if it's anything less than that, they don't want to hear it. They don't want to invest in it a lot of money into it. So they'll give you the smaller games like Sea of Thieves and Cuphead and stuff that don't take a lot of money to
Yeah, but you know
to
what
to.
they could do? Sea of Thieves would probably cost more money to make than having a Japanese game made. You do know that, right?
Yeah, yeah, I'm
Legends,
pretty sure.
Fable Legends cost them 70 million,
Hmm.
$70 million to make, and they end up canceling the shit.
Yeah,
But out of that 70 million, do you know how many Japanese games that you could have had on your console?
yeah.
I could probably count with two hands.
Here it, but Wolf, it's not at this particular point. It's not to me. It's not about the number of games they have. It's more about the quality of games. Like they don't have any game that can come close to Horizon Zero Dawn, Uncharted, or
But
a
they would still
plethora of
have their
games. Like
library going, have their library flowing in a
yeah.
way. At least like people could see that hey, they got new shit coming out.
Well, the,
You
the
know,
problem the problem is they canceled a bunch of games without replacing them. They canceled a bunch of studios without replacing them. So now this is the end result. You've canceled, you didn't replace. What do you think is going to happen? It's just math.
I like math.
If you started out with 10 studios and you subtracted 5 of them and you never added to it, what do you think you're going to get? You think you're going to get more? No, you're not going to get more. And
Oh yeah, even a
now,
minus.
yeah, and now you're stuck. So they made their bed, they got to lay in it. You know, I wish them well. I wish them the best. I'm
I just want to point out that I will support the Xbox One X. I will buy that console when I'm good and ready. I know
yeah,
Kratos is gonna buy his. He's probably gonna get that limited edition one.
yeah,
If, like I said, by the time I want to buy one, if that's still available in the stores,
yeah,
I will definitely pick that limited edition. If it's not, then I'll just buy like the regular X, right? That comes in a regular
yeah.
box.
At the end of the day, Wolf, we when the Xbox One came out, we got a day one edition. We got a special edition, and that's worth how much now?
Yo, I remember one time, right, when the day one edition dropped of the
Hmm.
Xbox One. I'm talking about the big VCR version, right?
Yeah.
When that was out, bro, I think around a year later, there was still some of those day one editions in the store.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, seriously, there was.
Yeah.
There was plenty of them.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
Forza
You can
5
still
bundles. The
find
Forza 5
a
bundles.
bunch of them. So I mean, it's again, I don't know, man. I don't think it's going to be very collectible, especially if this is their last console. Because you got to look at it this way: you got PlayStation 5 coming out within the next couple of years.
Do you know
It.
what hurt them though, Kratos, man? Do you know what
Mhm.
hurt them? It's basically 2013 is what hurt them, man. Since then, they were unable to recover.
Uh,
This
uh,
console should have been advertised as a next generation console. This
yes,
is no longer.
I agree, but
Then the hype
people
would have been
can't
there.
keep
The
yeah, but
hype would have
people
been there.
can't keep harping on 2013. But look what Sony did last generation. Okay, they came out at $600. They launched a year later. They told people to go out and buy jobs and stuff like that. They didn't even have Rumble in their controller, and yet they were able to make a comeback and get back in the fight and deliver the games, and then people bought it. Microsoft is not doing that. They are just so focused on services, and that's it. But services does not get the hardcore gamers. The gamers, the people who enjoy playing games, do not care about services. Service is always optional and secondary.
I hear you, bro. I hear you, man.
If your Xbox is collecting dust now, what do you think your Xbox X is going to be doing?
Collecting more dust.
There you
Since it's
go.
black, you'll see it even more.
There you go.
Well, anyway, man, it's been a great show. We're gonna wrap
Definitely.
it up right here, man. I know you got things to do. I got things to do. Um, I just wanted to talk about Gamescom and just give you guys our overall, reaction towards it. But I do appreciate all you guys who jumped in. I know it was short notice. We didn't really plan this. It was a last minute thing between me and Kratos, man. So I do appreciate you taking the time out to actually go ahead and do this podcast with me. And yeah, once again, shout out to the PlayStation Nation, the Switch Gang, the Xbox Nation. Shout out to you guys. Like I said, man, we're very impartial. We call it real. We're honest people, man. Like we talk about games with passion. No
Definitely.
fanboy weirdo shit here, man. Like I said, we're straight shooters, man. That's who we are. And
And you're
be
right.
sure to follow me on Twitter, man, because that's where I do a lot of interaction on Twitter all the time. Supersonic Wolf, all caps, but the wolf is spelled with a zero, not a O. Kratos, man, is there anything you want to add before we head off?
No, just thank everybody for hitting that like button and subscribing and rocking out with us as usual. You can find Wolf, on his Supersonic channel. You can find obviously us together here on the Greatness Podcast, and you can also find me on the Kratos channel. On my podcast. Make sure you follow us on Twitter. Like Wolf said, it's at Supersonic Wolf with the zero, and you can find me at JDubCity16 at
Hmm.
Twitter, and I will holler at you guys later.
All right, man. So once again, like I said, be sure to like share this video. You know what I'm saying? Like leave a like on the podcast. It always helps the show and everything, and it will motivate us to even do more shows. We do want to grow this channel as well as our solo channels that we do. But this is the podcast channel. This is the channel for the Greatness Podcast, where we deliver the greatness. And, we're going to carry on doing that. And once again, thank you to you guys. God bless you. And be sure to tune in next week, yet again, for more greatness for episode 27. And we out, man. God bless.
Take it easy, guys.